Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy the Golden Boy. Today we are back on Apex Legends, and today what I have for you guys is how to go from Diamond 4 or anything plat, anywhere you're at, how to move past where you've previously been stuck. Probably going for those masters and for even that pred, depending on how good you are at the game. Pred can definitely be a lot challenging, but in these last seasons, I do notice that there are a lot of tips that I could probably share with you guys on how to slowly increase your gain, because if you really think about it, pred each season lately goes up a lot, so you do have to be quite consistent when it comes to getting RP. But if you're just looking to get like masters and stuff like that, that is definitely viable for a lot of you guys, I think. And a lot of the people that hit me up and everything, they're always trying to go for masters, because honestly, pred isn't really too worth it in my opinion, unless you're making content or you're streaming or anything along those lines. But first off, I'm gonna go ahead and show the stats for the season, and I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know about my previous pred experience and stuff. I was pred in Season 2 on my own account. Ever since then, I have not touched my own account when it comes to going for pred or anything. I always do it for other people, so I always boost other people to get their goals that they want, because sometimes people don't understand too worth it in my opinion, unless you're making content or you're streaming or anything along those lines. But first off, I'm gonna go ahead and show the stats for the season, and I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know about my previous pred experience and stuff. I was pred in Season 2 on my own account. Ever since then, I have not touched my own account when it comes to going for pred or anything. I always do it for other people, so I always boost other people to get their goals that they want, because sometimes people don't understand too worth it in my opinion, unless you're making content or you're streaming or anything along those lines. But first off, I'm gonna go ahead and show the stats for the season, and I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know about my previous pred experience and stuff. I was pred in Season 2 on my own account. Ever since then, I have not touched my own account when it comes to give you guys a little bit of tips and everything like that when it comes to ranking up in ranked. And first, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys just my settings really quick, because I get so many questions on my settings every single video, so I'm just going to go ahead and scroll right there. I bring my yaw speed down just a little bit. I have a problem with my controller right now, so if you guys do see in any of the gameplays coming up that I stutter to the left, kind of like a flicker, kind of like I'm jerking the stick or anything, I'm not touching the stick at all. It just happens. It's just the sticks on the inside of the actual controller, not the sticks themselves, but the actual mechanism inside is a bit bugged out, and I've been trying to figure out if I could actually even fix it until this controller's kind of messed up, and I don't feel like paying another $250 for a scuff controller, because it's just getting too much for me lately. But I'm gonna try and fix the problem. If not, I'll just have to deal with that little stuttering issue just a little bit. But these are the settings for now. I'm not going to go super in-depth, because I always make videos about that, but every here and there I'm going to show you guys the settings to let you guys know if I change anything like that. But we're going to go ahead and switch over to the gameplay, and I'll explain to you guys some tips and tricks that might help you guys get out of either diamond, gold, plat, or even push toward that predator. Alright, so first off, some tips that I want to go over are the basics that are, self-explanatory. If you do not have a team in ranked, always try and find someone. Now, I know it is hard to find some people that are either on your skill level or people that you just want to vibe with, but I promise you, if you solo queue a bunch and you just find 1 to 4 players over time just to consistently play and gain RP with, the more that you play with the same people, the easier it's going to be to gain some RP. You do not want to be solo queuing all the way up until master and then past master for sure. There's a very select few people that want to go past there, and it's going to give you a lot more of a headache than it's actually going to benefit you. You're going to be there way too long. So my main thing would be to find a team. Also, on top of that, the best way to gain RP is to realize that how good you are. If you're not that great at the game, then you're going to have to play certain ways than rather if you're better at the game. If you have a really sturdy shot and you feel like you can win your 1s and even your 1v2s, I definitely recommend you playing aggressive in ranked, anywhere up into the point of diamond. Even in diamond, I would say play pretty aggressive, but be very aware that there are going to be 3rd and 4th parties all the time, so do not overcommit to fights. If you get a knock on someone and you're worried about that RP plus, or if you're worried about that RP, please do not worry about it like you should be. If you get a knock or 2, sometimes you need to leave it. That 1-2 KP that you have isn't going to make a whole bunch of difference, especially if your team is getting 15 to 25 KP with assists and everything per game. It's not going to make a huge difference. You'll go from 600 RP to 6 to 30 RP, so it's not a massive difference. It's not going to be worth wasting your entire game for suiciding for that kill. So do not ever do that, because I know I see a lot of people get hungry for KP. Another thing is another big tip is when you're landing, a lot of people's problems is they lose their drop, right? So they get immediate minus 40 or 50. And like I said, if you're playing with a team where you can communicate with your teammates, if you are landing, you need to be very aware of where you're landing and who's landing with you. You want to make sure that you are landing in spots where you're maybe getting chowed 50-50, right? And you want to be sure that there's 1 to 2 people singled out of that team. If they're all landing together, just land on the opposite side of that area, loot it up, maybe take the fight. Be aware if anybody landed close, because in ranked, people like to spread out, and you might get immediately third-partied. So like I said, if you go into that fight in a fair 3v3 and you notice and you be aware during the fight that if there's going to be another team rotating, look around. If you see someone rotating, you bail on the fight and you wait, right? You want to make sure that you third them rather than you getting thirded. And like I said, if you're landing and you notice that people are getting, like, someone singled out on the other team, then you want to have your team drop as close to that person and immediately go for that KP. Because if you're able to knock someone right out of the game in a 3v3, a fair 3v3, and you notice that people are close, you can wipe that 2-man just being extremely aggressive in a 3-man. If it's a 3v2, you need to be aggressive, you need to destroy that team, and then you need to get ready for the next team coming up. And I promise you, getting that 2 to 3 KP off rip is going to put you in a very good situation, because you only need about 1 to 2 more squad kills, right? Which could honestly be mid to end game, and you're pretty much putting yourself in a situation where you're guaranteed to gain 200 to 300 RP. Just based off of, 3 squad wipes during your entire team, fight, which is very good. Another thing is you want to play for the placement rather than the KP. Obviously, you don't want to go into a last zone with 0 fucking KP or 1 KP or whatever it may be. So whatever fights that you feel like you can chow, definitely do that. But if it comes down to a game where you realize that we're getting very much third-partied, I'm going to have to abort a bunch, honestly, play for the placement, because at the end of the day, if you were to win that game with 2-3 KP, you're going to get way more KP, right, than if you get a top 3 with that 2 KP, 2 to 4 KP, trying to go for that little bit of extra. Don't go out of your way for that KP. Never go out of your way for the KP unless you have a very sturdy, team to where you guys are communicating and playing very, very well together. And besides that, I think the last thing I want to touch on is legends. If you are not comfortable playing some meta legends, you need to get comfortable. There are certain legends like Horizon that are going to get nerfed next season. I already know that. But you want to get sturdy on the legends that you know are going to be meta. There's no reason for you, because, if you want, I'm not saying you don't, if you play Fuse or something, you can't, there's no way you should play Fuse. If you enjoy playing the game and that's how you want to play, you can go ahead and do that, right? I'm not telling you how to play. I'm just giving you some advice on what's going to make you a lot more RP. If you want to ditch Fuse and you want to hit, Gibby or Newcastle, that's going to benefit your team dramatically more than if Fuse is, going to be on your team. And that's because he's a defensive character. He's got more HP. He's got more potential for, rezzing when it comes to, resetting the fight. You want to have legends that reset your fight. You want to have legends that put you in better positions that you were in before, like Horizon, Bangalore, even Caustic, depending on, World's Edge, Gibby, what's the other one? Loba. And I'm sure there's a few that I'm not really thinking of at this very moment in time, like Bloodhound, Seer. Obviously, those are the, you want some scan legends for sure, especially Seer. But yeah, you want to figure out which legend you're more comfortable with if it's not your preferred, and you want to stick with a meta legend for sure. Trust me, you're gonna thank me if you're on a meta legend like Seer or something. Even if you're not as comfortable, you're gonna thank me, because having that scan to stop someone from rezzing could save you an entire game of losing RP. But those are going to be my tips and tricks at the moment for you guys for getting out of, those tiers. They pretty much apply to every single tier. If it comes to getting Predator, honestly, those are for the elite group. I would say don't really think about going for Predator if you haven't hit Master before. If you've already hit Master and you're trying to go for Predator, like I said, find 2 people that you are comfortable with and consistently play with them over and over and over. And I'm talking pubs, I'm talking ranked. Get sturdy with your gunfights. Get more comfortable with playing aggressive. Even if you're okay with even if you're losing RP, right, in Masters, and you're if you're already at 11,000, you can't break 10, 11,000. There's no point in ratting for that extra, for that 50 RP. Start getting sturdy, start getting aggressive. figure out what works for you, hit your shots as much as you possibly can, go in there aggressive, start making that RP. Over the next few seasons, you'll definitely get more confident, and depending on the metas and everything like that, you should be gaining more RP over time. But those are going to be my tips and tricks for you guys. If you guys do need any help on ranked, or even coaching for like ranked, or just like, you know, getting more sturdy and everything like that, I think I'm going to be doing coaching boosts pretty soon, honestly, because I feel like a lot of people ask me so many things, and I feel like it'd be more beneficial for some of you guys to just get a boost for from, you know, just getting knowledge rather than, you know, getting the boost itself. But if you guys do, you know, don't care like about the knowledge or anything like that when it comes to just coaching and tips and everything like that, if you guys just want the ranked or just a 20 or 4K or something like that, just go ahead and hit me up on PSN or Twitter. I'm going to be doing boosts all the way up into the next season, so 13-14 days left. If you guys are getting close to Masters or getting stuck, just go ahead and hit me up. And yeah, like I said, guys, hopefully this helps you guys out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
The ring's near, and closing in 30. Killed a hooligan.
You'll have to show me that move sometime.
Got an idiot here! One squad left, pals.
10.
Shooting at me! Recharging my shields.
They're shooting at me. Recharging shields. Hold on, I need to heal.
Recharging my shields. I think we could all use a pick-me-up.
Taking fire. Shattered an enemy shield. Reloading. Recharging shield.
Round 5. Beginning ring countdown.
Jump drive out.
Unleashing my singularity. Another
Shattered an enemy.
You are the Apex Champions.